Hello, myself Abda Krupalee, class TY BSc semester 5. My roll number is 31 and subject is project work of TY BSc Math. My topic is Riemann sphere. Start with index. Think about it. Why not? Why Riemann sphere? Geometry mean, practical explanation, extended complex numbers and uses. In the world of math, many strange results are possible when we change the rule. But there's one rule that most of us have been warned not to break, which is don't divide by 0. Isn't the answer to 1 divided by 0 is actually infinity? Just think about it. But all we really know is that if we divide 1 by a number that tends towards 0, example, we divide 1 by 0.5, which is equal to 2, and if we divide 1 over zero point 0.1, which is equal to 10, 1 by a number that towards 0, the answer towards infinity. And that's not the same thing as saying that 1 divided by 0 is equal to infinity. For a long time, there was no such thing as taking the square root of a negative number as a new number called iota, opening up a whole new mathematical world of complex numbers. So, if they can do that, could not we just make up a new rule, say that the symbol infinity means 1 over 0? There actually is something called the Riemann sphere that involves dividing by 0 by a different method. In mathematics, the Riemann sphere, named after the 19th century mathematician Bernhard Riemann, is a model of extended complex plane, the complex plane plus a point infinity. This extended plane represents the extended complex numbers, that is, the complex number plus value for infinity. With Riemann model, the point infinity is near to very large number, just as a point 0 is near to very small number. The Riemann sphere is a unit sphere, a sphere with radius 1, with its south pole kissing to origin center around the z-axis. Point on a surface can be associated to a point in plane by projecting from the north pole and through a point P on surface of the surface onto the plane at a point Q directly. So what is called a line? This correspondence point is called the stereographic projection. In geometry, Riemann sphere is a prototypical example of a Riemann surface, which means Riemann sphere is opposite as Riemann surface and is one of the simplest complex manifolds. In projective geometry, the surface can be thought of as the complex projective line P1 of C, the projective surface of all complex line in C2. As with any complex Riemann surface, the surface may also be viewed as a projective algebraic curve, making it a fundamental example in algebraic geometry. It also finds utility in other disciplines that depends on analysis and geometry, such as the blows surface of quantum mechanics and other branches of physics. Okay. Let's try to understand in practically. Imagine you are on an infinitely large flat piece of paper with a transparent bleach ball of a diameter 1 meter. Assume the ball is perfectly round. You have a laser pen. The paper is a complex plane. Place the bleach ball down. Okay. The paper is complex plane. Place the bleach ball down so that is rest on 0. Its center is 0.5 meter of the ground and the point directly above 0 is 1 meter of the ground. Take your laser pen, switch it on, point down at 0 so that the pen is touching thus the point 1 meter above the ground. With your pen held at that place, you can move the little dot of light around the complex plane, highlighting any complex number of you like. Your pen will also make a dot on the ball, a point on Riemann surface, and that dot will be unique to complex number you are aiming at. Further, if you point the pen such that the beam of light is parallel to the paper, yet still touching the ball at its highest point, you will see that dot disappears. This is where we extend the complex plane. We say the dot is at infinity and take the highest point of the ball to be unique point of the ball corresponding to infinity. Now see the video. Whatever we are doing, this is the picture of Riemann on the Riemann sphere. This blue paper is a complex plane and our ball is this green Riemann sphere. As we see, when it's parallel to the paper, the result will change. Now the picture is at infinity. This is the simplest video on Riemann sphere. Now the extended complex number consists of the complex number C together with infinity. The set of extended complex numbers may be written as C union 0 and is often denoted by adding some decoration to the word C cap, such as C bar or C infinity. Geometrically, the set of extended complex numbers is referred to as the Riemann sphere or extended complex plane. The extended complex plane is also called closed complex plane. Uses. The extended complex numbers are useful in complex analysis because they allow for division by 0 in some circumstances in a way that makes expressions such as 1 over 0 is infinity well behaved. For example, any rational function on complex plane can be extended to a continuous function on the Riemann sphere, with the pole of the rational function mapping to infinity. More generally, any meromorphic function can be thought of as a continuous function whose codomain is Riemann sphere. Now, what is meromorphic function? A meromorphic function on an open subset D of complex plane Complex plane is a function that is holomorphic on all D expected from the set of isolated points which are poles of the function. Every meromorphic function on D can be expressed as the ratio between two holomorphic functions. A holomorphic function is a complex valued function of one more complex variable that is at every point of its domain complex differentiable in a neighborhood of a point. There exists of a complex derivative in neighborhood of is very strong condition, for it implies that any holomorphic function is actually infinitely differentiable. And the rational function mapping is like f of z is equal to g of z over h of z. In other words, f of z is the ratio of polynomial function g of z and h of z with complex z with complex coefficient such that g of z and h of z have no common factor. Can be extended to a continuous function on Riemann sphere. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.